You hear that train? That train only means one thing. It's time for the filming locations from the 1991 classic film, My Girl. And we're gonna start right here in Central Florida. Here's the schoolhouse. Let's begin. When Veda's looking at the picture, the class picture, and she's staring at the teacher lovingly and singing the song, well, that photo was taken right around the front here. Let's go. Bill! Come with me. I love you so. Sing it.
And I always will.
Oh, but am I ever gonna see my wedding day?
Right around the front here is where a lot of the scenes were filmed. See Nikki there chilling in front of the My Girl school. All this right in here, you actually see up top it says 1914, or more historical than that, used in the movie My Girl. The class picture was filmed right in front of there. Right over there is where the bike rack would have been. Veda would have walked out of that door. A lot of stuff filmed right in here. Steps leading up to the creative writing classes known as the school in the movie. These are the steps right here. And this is the door that Veda walked out of. Right here. Let's go! Come on! I'll tell you who's really excited about the My Girl school is that squirrel. Check that out. Look at that, he's just chilling up there. I'm gonna go talk to him. Squirrel, do you know which room the My Girl schoolroom was?
I might know.
Do you know? Which room was it, Squirrel?
Hold on, I'll show you.
Is it that way? Is it this room right here, Squirrel? Is it that one, Squirrel? Show us the way. Show us the way, Squirrel. All the way up there? That must be the room right up there.
Let's not forget the part about the open heart. Veda?
Got to stop off here at the rest area. The reason we're stopping in a rest area is because these filming locations are all over the great state of Florida, mostly Central Florida, but they're all spread out everywhere. This has absolutely nothing to do with the movie My Girl, but this is pretty awesome, right? Isn't that cool? On we go.
I love this guy.
We've made the trip to Ocoee, Florida, and right over here, this might look familiar. Do you know what this is? This is where the bingo scene was. Right over there in that little area straight ahead there is where the bingo game was. Where Thomas J. and Veda would have walked right down this way, down that sidewalk, right past these stairs. Right over here is where the tent with the bingo game was set up.
They're not gonna let us in, Veda. We're kids. We're not gonna bet, we're just gonna watch. Watch bingo? I don't even like to play bingo. Duck. They're not gonna let us in, Veda. We're kids. We're not gonna bet, we're just gonna watch. Watch bingo? I don't even like to play bingo. Duck.
The interesting thing is this sign says Ocoee Christian Church. It was organized and created in 1891. This building was erected. Obviously when they filmed this it was still a Christian church, but yet they made the sign that was sitting over there say Methodist Church, which is kind of weird why they changed it from Christian church to Methodist Church, all for the movie. And the sign was right there. What happened right in this area?
Bingo.
Bingo!
Turtles and cards for the bad prizes. The cheap clock, selecting glassware. Turtles and cards for the bad prizes. The cheap clock, selecting glassware.
We've now made it to Sanford, Florida, and what is this alley, you might ask? Well, the answer to your question is this. This is actually the alley where they would have ridden their bikes down, right down that way. This may not look like much, but in the movie, this is where they were riding their bikes, and this ramp right here was actually an entranceway to a shop. Nikki can't make it, and the reason why is because there's actually a fence there now. But right here was the ramp. They rode straight up, right into a guy's shop, straight up that way. And look, the ramp's still there. You can't really see from where I'm standing, but look at that angle. See how it ramps up? Straight up. All been torn down. And right out of here is where the guy that owned the little mechanic shop, or the little shop that they rode their bikes right through a shop. The guy would have run right out yelling at them down this road. And the way you can tell is up there on the left-hand side, all the buildings match up the same. Everything on the right has been torn down over the last 2 decades. But right up here is where they rode their bikes straight out. straight down that way. Check out some of the brick left. This might actually be part of the bricks that were part of all the buildings that ran along here that have been destroyed. You can see the clock tower in the shot where they were riding the bikes. They would have rode straight down this way. Would have rode straight down this way where Nikki is walking. Camera angle would have been kind of down here. They would have rode right past on their bikes. See the clock tower in the background to the right? Would have rode straight on by. Right here is the alleyway. You can see all this in here. These doors are all here in the shots. And right along this brick wall is where they have the political advertisement right against there, and they would have rode their bikes right down here. Turn this way, this is where the doctor's office was. You come right over here. You can see the number 115 in the shot there. And then when they have their bikes here and they turn around to ride off, in the background there you can barely see that movie theater in the background. But the key here is this 115. And right up these doors, 113, straight up was the doctor's office.
Veda, bobeda, banana, fana, fofeta, fee, fi, momeda, veda. Veda, bobeda, banana, fana, fofeta, fee, fi, momeda, veda.
I know this place was closed for a while. We've been trying to take some pictures and stuff, and we just realized you guys were working on it. So he would have been sitting right over here at this table. That's actually the table he would have been sitting at. You can see that window in the background right there. It's all the interiors there. She would have been standing there. See all this brick in the background here. Dan Aykroyd would have got it from the table. See all that brick, he would have walked out this way, straight out, stood right there. Check this out. It's Thomas J's house right on the porch. Right over there is where she would have hid behind the tree, come across this way, snooped up there. Right through the front door is where Macaulay Culkin walked out. And through that window is where the parents were watching TV.
She kind of snuck, you know what I mean? Like all the way up against.
Right.
She was like creeping up against the railing.
It's definitely the same staircase. She would have walked up these 3 steps onto the wooden plank, right towards the door, across there. And that's where the family was watching TV, right in there. And she got Thomas J's attention. Macaulay Culkin would have walked out of here.
Talk about wearing all the letters.
And then, didn't she call him a pacifist right here? Pacifist.
Let's go to the church. They're playing bingo tonight. I told you I'd get in trouble. Pacifist. I'm not.
In fact, the address is the same in the movie, 603. If you watch in the movie, up on the door, there's a marker that says 603.
I'm going to Hollywood to live with the Brady Bunch. I want to live with them too. No, you can't. They have enough kids. You'll have to live with the Partridge family. Really?
It's starting to rain a little bit out here, and we found another really difficult spot to find just by randomly driving around. This would have been where the teacher would have lived, Mr. Bixler. Would have been right here. He would have been painting the house. And you can see from this angle here is where he would have been doing the work. His ladder would have been right there.
That's Mr. Bixler. Let's go talk to him. I don't want to talk to no teacher. It's summer. Hi, Mr. Bixler.
Their bikes would have been like right in here. She was talking about how during the summer she wanted to go to the poetry class. The mailbox up there is actually the same mailbox. It's just been painted black instead of white. The door's the same. Staircase is the same and everything. All of it happened right in here is Mr. Bixler's house.
Get away from...
Veda.
Get away from...
Veda.
Here's one little amazing place that we also found. This was actually the grocery store where they did all the grocery shopping in the produce department, and she was throwing the cans inside the cart.
We're just picking some things up for the barbecue.
Yeah, me too. Mind if I tag along?
Not at all.
Now offices, the whole inside has been completely redone. You can tell up there used to be the grocery store sign. Definitely an old school grocery store. Pretty cool.
Ooh, I need olive.
For those following at home, stop and check this out. My sunglasses have now broke again for the 2nd time. I super glued them together, now they're broken again. But that doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is the magnificent Stanford Inn. This was the Sultan Fuss parlor, funeral parlor in My Girl. Let's get a little closer and show you what's in there, shall we? Straight ahead this way is where Jamie Lee Curtis pulled her RV. The RV would have been driving straight towards us, just like this car is. But instead of this car passing us, the RV would have parked right here. Here's a piece of movie history. This horse is still here. Still here after all these years. This horse is still there hanging, making noises. The horse is. It's like someone's playing the piano inside. Someone's rocking out. Back in here on the left is where the garage was. Right inside this building here is where she found the photo of her dad and her mom. The mom had passed away. The barbecue was all over in this area. Right in here.
You want to do it?
No.
Look, if you think you know how, why don't you pre-measure the briquettes in little packages? Put out a product. Support me for a while.
This is where they were saluting the flag, right here. He was playing the tuba. Flagpole would have been straight up.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
That Dan Aykroyd actually stayed in the house during
Yeah.
the whole film.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd stayed
Yeah,
here.
I read an article about that.
I met him about a month ago. You guys have installed this. This was not here.
Previous owners did. But
Previous owners did. This is where they were playing the cards right here.
Yep.
Want a piece of chocolate? Thomas J?
I'm allergic to it. Your lip bleeding? No.
That was supposedly the basement,
And it's just a storage
and it's just a storage closet. Look at that.
Sorry.
But it looks like it goes down the angle of the stairs,
it
you
comes
know.
up the stairs, yeah.
And this is where she was playing basketball here.
Wanna play?
No, I gotta go to the cemetery.
Loss, grief. One word that keeps ringing in my ear is loss, grief. One word that keeps ringing in my ear is pleasure. We must find solace in knowing that Thomas J. is in God's care. In that place, there is no sorrow or suffering. The lion lies with the lamb. The day is not divided. I'd like to read a passage from the Bible. This is Matthew 19. At one point, children. Leda, wait! Leda! Leda!
Weeping willow, with your tears running down, why do you always weep and frown? Is it because he left you one day? Is it because he could not stay? On your branches he would swing. Do you long for the happiness that day would bring? He found shelter in your shade. He thought his laughter would never fade. Weeping willow, stop your tears. There is something to calm your fears. You think death has ripped you forever apart, but I know he'll always be in your heart.